guys, and welcome back. So today, as usual, I checked in on Instagram, or I did it yesterday and today. But I checked in on Instagram to ask you guys about any questions, advice, or anything that's on your mind, just to kind of get a sense of the collective energy of what's going on. And then when I see repeating questions or topics repeating, I notice that it's a pattern and it's probably a little bit of a larger energy, or it is a larger energy. And in turn, I feel like it's a topic that is worthy for us to discuss. So in today's video, I want to talk about the whole concept of anxiety and kind of where it stems from, what it could truly be, and ways to overcome anxiety and kind of its detriment. So it's a really huge topic, right? It's like taking the word happy and trying to dissect it in a 15 to 20 minute video. So I'm going to do my best to kind of pinpoint the things that I think are maybe most important. Hopefully that can bring you some insight. So starting off with anxiety, right? The feeling that it creates. It basically creates a feeling of uncertainty, usually in your body. It comes from wanting to control what's going on, to understand what's going on, and to put puzzle pieces together. Yet, at our core, a lot really is unknown, right? We live in our kind of 3D world of things that we see, yet where the real kind of magic and real power lies of creation is in the unseen. When energy is created and it becomes more and more powerful, and then as it becomes brought down through density and it basically manifests on this sphere, it just reached a certain density. So a certain object had a certain energy or certain idea, had a certain first vibration that was then formed to become more and more and more and more dense until it was met the density of the physical plane and in turn manifested. That's kind of how things work from like a very bird's eye view perspective, right? And for us, we kind of, if a lot of you who are watching me, I feel like are going through an awakening, or on the path there. So that's why you resonate with me. So I feel like I can speak a little bit more objective, as a little bit more like aggressively than normal, explaining things. I guess aggressive is not the correct word, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Basically, we're kind of taught to be like, this is this physical world, this is what exists here, this is everything that exists is what you see. If you don't see it, then it doesn't exist, and you can only like take what's here and take what's here and fight for it, and then grasp it. Yet in reality, we are in this 3D world, but we create with our thought patterns, and in turn thoughts, feelings. It creates strong vibrations, especially consistent over time, and then that brings that object, either if it's something that doesn't exist, into existence and then to us, or if it's something that exists, if you're trying to manifest something on the physical plane, then it brings that to you through various experiences, because it's on a resonant frequency. Let's say you're here and this is something that you desire. Now, consciousness and manifestation, when someone first begins manifestation, people begin to experiment with physical things, which is great. You can start with a cup of coffee or small things and bring them into your experience to kind of give you a sense of trust. Then it starts to expand more into feelings and qualities. If you first look back when maybe you started your manifestation journey, you may have first started with small physical things, bigger physical things, which is great, and there's no shame in the game. But then it starts to expand into larger things. It starts to expand into kind of manifesting a certain state of being consistently in order to receive kind of patterns of thought, and in turn translate patterns of thought, and in turn, create things of value, whether you're an artist or, your creative expression, so that you can do that to your best ability. But basically, like I said, that's basically how it generally works. It's a different realm. It's kind of like the unseen, and that's where we manifest, and that's through how you're feeling. The best way to explain it is, actually Gigi Young explained this in a video, which I think she did a really, really good job. I'll link the video to talk about this, and it's pretty long, but it's one bit. Maybe I can find the timestamp. She basically explained how like the way you get entrenched and you're feeling in your thoughts, that's kind of where your resonant feelings are, because if you're built, and that kind of like it matches. It starts with like a thought pattern, a feeling, and then a belief, or it can become a belief and then create a feeling, and then as you move through your world, that's all you notice in your world, and in turn you're shifting timeline. So if you are, that's why people say, if you're focused genuinely more on the positive, you will literally see the positive in many situations, and you will shift up timelines. And I'm using positive and negative kind of lightly here. And if you see more of the negative, or like you're inundated with a more negative programming, you see the negative. That's why childhood is so important, plays such a huge role, because it teaches you how to view relationships, situation, finances, overall perception of life, more optimistic, more pessimistic. You know, there is a range, and then in turn you're viewing your life through that lens and literally creating and shifting various timelines to that belief. For example, if you were brought up in more of a pessimistic household, you have a more pessimistic lens, and in turn you see more of the negatives, and in turn you do shift to a lower vibrational version of reality. But the same way we have sovereignty and free will, you have the power to reprogram your subconscious mind, as I've talked about through many exercises. This is the biggest thing I could ever recommend to someone. It's something that anyone can do almost at any time. It's just sit down and do a 10 to 15 minute meditation. I literally have 2 free ones on my website if you resonate with me and like want to try one of those, or there's tons on YouTube, and I do have like other ones that aren't free on my website. I'm never trying to be like one person that's like, oh, do this, or like do my thing, because whatever resonates with you, I truly believe that if you resonate with me, amazing, do mine. You know, I create them with all the love in my heart for the highest value and, you know, clarity for you guys. And if something else resonates with you, do that. But basically you're wanting to do, the more you meditate, the more you connect with your higher self, and in turn you'll receive guidance about kind of like shifts and things to make in your life, which I can't even tell you what that would be, right, from my third party perspective. Unless we're doing a one-on-one session, I could tell you like my intuitive downloads that I'm getting from you. But basically, in general, meditation, I would say, is really very crucial. But in this, so through your thoughts, beliefs, and then in turn feeling, you shift timelines. Someone who was more optimistic, like I said, would see the positive, and it could have been the exact same few situations, and in turn shifted. Like I've always said, people don't realize the power of decision. Like, although a decision can seem so small, like going to the gym or not going to the gym, eating healthy or not eating healthy, these small decisions then have branches of outcome, and with each decision you keep doing. Like, imagine like you made a decision and then branch, and you made a decision and then branch. Do you see how you could be going completely different timelines from the same kind of base situation? And that's kind of how humanity works, and that's why a lot of programming, or like news and media and TV, I mean, some TV through kind of like in plain sight type of things show you really what's going on, so it can be useful to watch if you are watching with purpose and you understand what's being exposed. Otherwise, like, a lot of media is trying to really instill a program, because you'll read an article or you listen to a video and you take it as the ultimate truth, or you at least take it at some level of truth, right? And then as you navigate through the world, you see things almost through that lens. So let's say you read an article about like instilling fear about like travel bans and things like that. Then throughout your whole day, you're seeing everything through that lens. You're like, what if this, or what if that? Maybe someone coughs, or like your family member coughs, and you think like, oh my god. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it creates a lens that you view your world from, and that literally in turn shifts your timeline. That's a whole different topic. So timeline anxiety often lies in the uncertainty, yet obviously there is a level of, there's always uncertainty in our life. Like, really the only thing that's kind of cool, it's like the only thing constant is change. And so, or the only thing that's constant are things that you can control from within. So then kind of beginning to piece that apart and understand that you do have control in so many areas in terms of your energetic placement in the world and in your creation in the unseen realm, which will then manifest into this realm. So this is such a huge topic. I could literally sit here for 4 hours and break down anxiety and like so many different things, but I'm going to try to do it in the kind of simplest and what I find is more important. So to understand that you do have power, you are very powerful, and throughout in our world is a very strong force or a very strong agenda to try to convince people that they don't have power. Then you give away your power, and in turn it creates the kind of power holder, and I don't want to say victim, but like someone's powerless and someone holds the power, and you kind of become like this very malleable puppet that's living, again, as I talked about in that chart, in the vibration of fear, which is where you're very controllable, where you give away a sense of self, you give away power, and in turn you give away your energy, and in turn your consciousness, which is the most valuable thing you have, is your genuine consciousness. And so I think really bringing it back and understanding that you have the power to cultivate your energy in the most grounded, peaceful, and I don't say easy, but clear way in this moment as possible is going to allow you to reduce anxiety. And what are those activities normally? Well, activities that normally help you rebalance your energy and kind of shift you are things such as obviously meditation, and then exercise and yoga. Yoga genuinely rebalances your energetic field. It recreates a flow and kind of removes blockages in your chakras to have your energy flow properly. That's why a lot of people feel like they find themselves in yoga, or it's like such a deep practice for them, because what it does, the way it rebalances you energetically, is it kind of puts you in the proper place. And imagine you kind of lived your whole life kind of like upside down or like off center, and yoga allows you to feel kind of like this. And then throughout your day, as you know, you pick up other people's emotions, you engage with others, you kind of shape and shift. And that's why that practice brings you back to this really deep center of alignment, right? When you're in alignment, you feel energy flow perfectly, because when you're like this, energy is flowing here, it's missing you, and you feel disconnected, you don't feel at ease, you feel anxiety, you feel like a kind of like, think about if you're a human here and we have like a string that connects us to the cosmos, to the ether, you feel like that string's cut. That's what that feels like. And when you do yoga or other practices that balance your energy and bring yourself back to the alignment, energy is flowing properly, you feel the connection, the string is connected, and energy flows properly, and that oftentimes relieves anxiety. Anxiety, like I said, usually comes from of like a fear of the unknown, which I kind of covered, how if the more you can understand your energetic placement in the world and how what you're feeding out, it'll give you it'll reduce your anxiety greatly, if not fully. And the reason being is, if you feel like you're connected with the string and you're in alignment with your true life, you have peace and ease, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe can think back to an experience where maybe you felt just guided to do something you weren't, maybe it wasn't for sure or it wasn't guaranteed, but you just had a deep feeling, a deep knowing, a deep connectedness that was the right thing to do. And then in turn, you take the risk, you follow through, and it is the right decision, right? However, if you don't have that connection to self, you would be trying to navigate the world in the 3D, so to say, through the logic. You'd be making decisions, I don't know, like basically making like Venn diagrams in your head, running things back and forth. Yet you're kind of like scrambled. I'm trying to create a visual. It's like, Abraham Hicks said this once, I do like this quote, it's like vacuuming without the vacuum plugged in. It's like you're scrambling and running around trying to like figure it out here and like gain enough information to make like a good decision. Yet if you're connected and aligned through your intuitive processes, your intuition will literally, your higher self intuition takes into account where you are, what's going on in your life, kind of your energy, where you're wanting to go, and will kind of bring you the information you need at the perfect times you need it, and sway you with strong emotion to or away from certain situations. I'm sure you've been in situations where something felt super right, you had no proof or no evidence or no logical reason to back it up, you couldn't make like a logical list of why it was the right thing to do, but you just knew, like a deep sense of knowing. There's a really funny meme that's like, when people question your life decisions and you're like, not to worry, I have a permit. And the guy pulls out a permit and it's a little piece of paper that says, I can do what I want. It's my favorite meme to ever exist, along with this like gluten-free vegan cupcake one. I'll put them up here. But when you and then in the same way, I'm sure you've been in situations where you just felt a strong no, or you got invited to something, it's a strong no, you're thinking of making a certain decision, it's a strong no. So when you are in alignment and connected with your higher self, you will have this like I said, it's like the string, you'll feel the string from like the higher realms, or the higher realms have connected down into this reality, and you will feel guided. And because you know you're on the right path, so to say, because you can feel that connection with your intuition, you can feel the sway towards a yes or towards a no, your anxiety will subside. So sure, anxiety may still come up about activities or certain things or circumstances in your life, or as I talked about in my video, why we push away good people due to programming about beliefs of self. You may still feel spikes of like cortisol or anxiety about certain situations due to other programming, but the kind of you won't have like this overarching anxiety about life. And like I said, things that I would really suggest in order to reach that state of alignment. It looks very different for everyone, right? It's a different morning routine that creates that for everyone. For someone, it's waking up, maybe meditating right away, doing a little bit of yoga, going for a run. For someone else, maybe it's meditating for 10 minutes, it's journaling, it's reading a positive book. Everyone kind of has like that little routine. I strongly suggest this is in the morning because it sets the foundation for your day, and kind of as your day, the frequency your day starts at often is in that kind of vibration. Obviously you can do things to shape and shift it, but you want to kind of cultivate that base of how you want to feel in the morning. That way you can allow the day to build momentum with that energy, and in turn bring you to an even stronger vibration of your desired feeling by the end of the day. So, you know, that, like I said, looks like different for everyone, but for me, the core things I would look into or incorporate meditation. I'll say it once, I'll say it 400 times, I'll say it until every single one of you who watches me does it. Okay, I'm just kidding. I can't control you guys. I can only, you know, like recommend things that I believe in. 2 is exercise in general. Any really form of exercise in general will help obviously clear out blockages as you do physical activity, especially strong physical activity. It literally shakes up the blockages in your energetic field. Physical activity, yoga. I'm going to put yoga as a different thing because it means more of a spiritual practice. You can literally do small flows at home. If you guys want maybe on IGTV, I can create like, I already have some like spicy yoga flows. They're basically very quick flows, more to do for fun that I like to do. Just because I love yoga, and I just made them some of my like favorite songs, or like some of my fun songs. Those are on my IGTV if you want. They're kind of faster, and I have like IGTV where I do it and then I break it down. But I can create like very, very simple flows if you want, if you guys want from me, or I'm sure there's tons of other videos of yoga flows you can do at home, or go to a class. I think it's really also good to go to. Journaling looks different for everyone. It can literally be journaling in the morning, journaling before bed, or it can be journaling like more scripting journaling, like affirmations like I am deserving, I am lovable, I am beautiful, I am glowing, I am radiant, I am, you know what I mean? And writing those things out, that I really suggest doing right after meditation, or maybe right when you wake up, when you're having your morning coffee, really early while your mind is kind of still more open and porous almost, so to say. Or you could do it in the evening, but I suggest that in the morning, journaling maybe in the evening, and then reading or listening to inspiring content, or content that's on the vibration that you're at or would like to be at. For me, I like to listen to like maybe an audiobook. Like I'm really listening to, I kind of go back and forth, but Joe Dispenza's Becoming Superhuman, or listening to a metaphysical video or something like that. Basically things that I feed my bank of knowledge with, the things that I'm interested and passionate about, and or in turn people who I just really resonate, who I can feel the vibration and I enjoy it. Like maybe why some of you guys enjoy watching my video and feel uplifted afterwards, because we resonate and connect on a vibrational level, and so it kind of lifts you up. Just as for me, when I watch some people too, I can feel a raise in vibration. Once you kind of like have that kind of little routine that you do that allows you to come to the centered place and grounded place, you'll really be living life from a different perspective, or seeing life through a different lens, and in turn creating a different life than you had previously. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Really quick announcement, upon a lot of you guys requesting us to bring back Bliss earrings from Clyde's January collection, so we brought back, because we sold out Classic Darling and Modern Darling. I guess a lot of you guys like those. We wanted to bring back 2 other pairs, or a few other pairs for other collections, so I'm wearing one of them now. We brought back Bliss earrings, we brought back Heart to You earrings, and we brought back Sweetness, which I'm wearing. So if in case you didn't get a chance to grab these in January or February, these are Sweetness. They look like this. They're little huggies, just kind of like this crystal swirl on them. We look at them like this, it just kind of looks like a really beautiful kind of like dangling earring, but it does loop around like so. Wanting kind of like a lot more interaction, things like that, I am on there. And of course I have my website down below as well if you ever want to work one-on-one with me. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all very, very soon.